Hello and welcome to this presentation about saving in gold and precious metals together with Auvesta and AU partners. My name is Andris Arayons and I'm going to take you through this presentation, and it will take about 20 minutes. But first of all, a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. In this presentation, I will tell you what I have done and some friends of mine have done, and how you also can create wealth with precious metals. Gold is money, everything else is credit. That is something JP Morgan stated. He is one of the founders, or the founder, so to say, of JP Morgan Bank in the United States. Gold retains its purchase power. How can I say that? Well, if you had $864 in 1915, you could actually buy a family car. But for $864, you could also have bought 1,300 grams of gold. And now imagine that you put this $864 and 1,300 grams of gold under your pillow or somewhere hiding it. And 100 years later, someone finds your paper money, $864. What can they buy for it? Well, first of all, you have to know that maybe rats haven't eaten it, or that the money is still valid to use. But if it's still valid to use, maybe you could buy 4 tires for a new car. I don't know. But if you instead took out the gold, well, I imagine the rats wouldn't have eaten it either. But if you took the gold and exchange it to money, you could actually get a little bit more than $44,000 in 2015. And for that amount of money, you could actually buy a new car. So gold retains its purchase power. Something else is happening as well. Inflation. In 1995, if you had $20, 20 pounds, 20 euros, whatever, then you could get quite a lot if you went to shop to go and buy groceries. In 2005, it certainly would be much less when you go and buy groceries for the same amount of money. And not to talk about now in 2020, you would get even less. So silently, you are being robbed by the purchasing power because of the value of your paper money is decreasing. So why buy gold? Is gold a solution? Well, gold deposits are depleting and the demand is rising. It's recession and depression proof. It can never be worthless. And it's also exempt from sales tax depending on the country you live in. It's a mobile asset. You can take it with you. It's protected against inflation, and it's not affected about from government decisions. And many people actually predict that in a couple of years, gold will be increasing several times in value. And as I said, gold is a limited resource. In this diagram, you can see how much gold it used to be in South Africa. And they've been digging it out, so it's getting less and less to dig out. But there's still a lot of gold in China, Australia, Russia, and the United States. And the reference for this is World Gold Council. A couple of years ago, they said that there was about 177,000 tons of gold above ground and 54,000 tons of gold below ground. And every year, about 300 tons of gold is thrown away as electronic waste, as you have gold in many electronics. And that is about 11% of the world production. And in this diagram, you see a lot of numbers in this chart. Here you can see actually how gold have sort of increased and decreased in value in different currencies. You have American dollar, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, Chinese yuan, euros, British pounds, Indian rupee, and Japanese yen. So you can see most of the numbers here are green. The value is increasing. And you have also some years where the value of gold is actually gone down. But on an average, as you can see on the lowest line here, gold has increased about 10% per year since 2005 to 2020. And that's not as bad as interest that you can get in a bank that is most likely less than 1% or even much less than that. And here I've taken out only a chart to show you to the left here gold during 5 years, dollars per kilo. And you can see how the gold price have gone up and down. And here to the right, you can see a little chart as well, how the daily value actually, if you do it short term, you can lose in investing in gold. So you should always look at gold as a long-term investment. And if you look at on this dollars to gold for 6 months, then you have a almost 19%. In a year, 35%, 5 years, 46%, and 20 years, almost 540% increase in value. So that is not so bad at all. If we have a look in how gold performs towards euro, then you can see a chart for 5 years to the left. And here to the right, you can see in 6 months, 20% up. In a year, almost 40%, 5 years, 46%, and 20 years, 435%. And this last one I'm going to show you, there's a lot of numbers here. You can see the British pound, and for 6 months, the value has increased 25%, in a year, almost 41%, 5 years, 85%, and 6 years, almost 673%. And many financial advisors actually say that precious metals belongs in every person's portfolio. And it's up to you how much you would like to have that. But some of the financial advisors say 5, 10, 15%. So it's also an insurance for your assets. And as I told you, precious metals is needed in medicine, aerospace, consumer electronics, and many other places. The demand is increasing, and the precious metals reserves are almost depleted. And with precious metals, you acquire a real value and just not only promises or paper money that might even be worthless if you have someone eating it like a rat or something. Just kidding. But where should you store it? Well, you could store your gold at home, of course, if you think it's safe for burglars and so, or you can also use Brinks, as Auvesta is recommending us to do. It's a safe storage. It's an external high security vault. They are located in many places in the world, not only London. And what is important to know is that Brinks is not part of the banking system and does not fall under the same laws and jurisdictions as the banks. For instance, during 9/11, the American banks shut down all the banking system, but Brinks was still up and working. So they were still doing business with shipping and receiving gold as usual. And actually they're open 364 days a year, and it's only closed on Christmas Day. Once Auvesta receives your funds, they immediately convert it to your chosen precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, or palladium, and you are registered as a shareholder of a unique bullion that is stored at Brinks. All precious metals transactions and inventory lists are audited and signed by an auditor under video surveillance. So they're registered in the inventory list with your short name and depot number and securely stored at Brinks depository. And the audit certificate and inventory list you can also find in your back office and see that it has been done, and it's also with the auditing company. The gold and precious metals that we buy, they are with LBMA standard, the London Bullion Market Association. LBMA certifies refineries, and the gold produced in the world-class refineries like Heraeus, Umicore, Boliden, and it's the highest quality investment grade gold, silver, and precious metals. The LBMA is a benchmark, and it regulates the acceptable requirements for large gold and silver bars throughout its regularly updated publication of the London Good Delivery List. And these standards are worldwide recognized, and the accredited refineries continue to maintain the high standards necessary to be listed here. And here are 4 companies that Auvesta buys gold and precious metals from. It's Allgemeine Gold and Silber Anstalt, Scheidenanstalt in Germany, Argor Heraeus in Switzerland, Boliden in Sweden, Heraeus Precious Metals in Germany, as some example, and that the last one is the one that they buy most of. And Auvesta Edelmetalle AG, here on this picture to the left, you can actually see Sen Beng Wai is the marketing director of Auvesta, and in the middle you can see the founder of AU-Partner, and to the right you can see the founder of Auvesta, Peter Leich. And Auvesta has actually received the best credit rating. That is something that less than 1% of the 3 million German companies receive, and Auvesta has been reaffirmed such an achievement for the past years. And Auvesta has also been awarded as the best bullion traders in Germany 2016 until 2020 by the finance magazine Focus Money. So that is a quite popular finance magazine in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. The gold that we buy, if we buy for less than 5,000 euros in one purchase, goes on the price tariff core specification. And that means that you can actually buy for any amount you want. The setup cost for the account is 400 euros, but you can also pay this in installments. If you pay, for instance, in installments of 100 euros, then 70 euro will go towards setup, and 30% or 30 euros will go towards purchase of precious metals until that setup cost is paid. But there's actually a bonus. If you pay in after the 400 euros, you will actually every time get extra metals that is added to each purchase. And during time, that means that your account and depot will actually be fully paid, so it's for free. And you have no fixed duration of your contract. You can end it at any time you want. And it's the finest of the gold and silver that we buy. And we also have a storage fee, not to forget to mention. It's 0.08% of the metals that you have in your account, but that also means that the gold and precious metals are insured, and it's actually insured up to 150 million euros. And you can get it delivered home to you from 1 gram gold and 50 grams of silver. And there is no formatting costs if you buy more than 100 grams or gold and 5 kilos of silver. But you have to pay for the delivery cost and formatting and insurance and so to get it home to you. That is something extra. And Auvesta actually say that everyone can own gold. And what Auvesta offers is a purchase of precious metal regularly. even in small amounts. And as I mentioned, there's no time limit and no obligations. The precious metals you buy, they are from LBMA accredited refineries, and they are stored in high security vaults, and LBMA certified, 100% insured and tax-free. And you can get them delivered home to you in standard sizes. And you have access to your account to manage your precious metals 24/7. And you can also buy and sell the precious metals without paying any commission. So if you want to buy or sell gold to silver or platinum or palladium, you don't have to pay any commissions to do that. There's a high level of service and easy management and secure ownership. And Auvesta's gold price is actually a little bit below the average market price in Germany, which makes it the best in Europe. So it's a fair price. And how do you become a customer at Auvesta? Well, the person that sent you this presentation can also send you a link how to open up an account. It's actually a link that then you have to fill in your personal details as name, address, and email and telephone number. Then you send that to Auvesta, and they will send you back your customer ID and a password. Then you log into your account, and with that account, you will have also to upload your passport copy and a copy of your bank statement that shows your name, your bank's name, and your account number. And of course, it doesn't have to show how much money you have on the account, but it's important for Auvesta to see that you are a customer at the bank. That means that you're a real person, an approved person, and they can then very easily open up your account for buying precious metals. When you have done that, you can log into your account to choose if you want to buy 100% gold or silver or palladium or platinum. That is up to you. If you don't make a choice, then you will get 100% gold with your transaction. But it's very important that when you do a transfer to also write your customer ID and your depot number so that Auvesta knows that you are the customer that is transferring funds to purchase of precious metals. When you have transferred money and gotten your back office up and running, then you will actually be able also to see exactly how much gold and precious metals you have. You will see on your back office, like for instance here, you can see a gold bar of 12.5 kilo, and that it is located in London at Brinks. And down to the left, you can actually see different people or companies that how much they have of each bar, and also of course how much of the bar that is yours. As you can see down here, my portfolio, that's how much you have on this. So it's also very good that you can see that. And as I said here, it's just a repetition that you can send and receive it also home to yourself and get it sent to yourself as well in these certain standard sizes. Auvesta also have an offer for you. If you make a first installment of 1,000 euros, you will have your account fully paid and you will receive gold for 600 euros in your account. And as an extra gift, you will actually get a 1 gram gold bar, and it will be in a plastic format, like it's a plastic like a credit card size. And in that you will have a 100%, well, 99.995% gold in a 1 gram bar. The choice is now yours if you want to open up an account and start saving in precious metals at Auvesta. And I want to thank you for your time. In case you have any questions or so, feel free to send me an email on this email address that you can see here below. And I thank you for your time, and I hope we see you as a customer at Auvesta. Have a nice day.